Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dowsing Oracle Guide. I have been here talking a lot about space clearing. It's one of my favourite things to talk about. And because I've been using it in my work for a number of years, then I'm just a little bit seasoned around it. But I really believe everyone deserves to live well and to live in more harmonious alignment with your environment. So as I've said before, that's about some of the basics, which is decluttering, cleansing a space, removing unwanted items, unwanted objects, and definitely old heirlooms that have been passed down. And as I've said before, you can check those items, you can check those heirlooms simply by dowsing and asking clear yes or no questions that you need an answer to. I've spoken about the fact that space clearing has many different layers to it, and it really does. And when we dive a bit deeper into it, then it has other factors that are involved. And I'm talking about energies that are more outside of us. It's okay to clear your clutter and to find all the items that perhaps are no longer serving you in your space, and that's a good thing. But also sometimes we have outer energies surrounding us and also affecting where we live and in our homes. There is something called geopathic stress, and there are electromagnetic energies, frequencies, and also psychic layers to things that are surrounding us as well. So geopathic stress consists of earth-based energy. We're talking about ley lines that are in the land, underground water systems, and things like tectonic plate movement. We're also talking about earthquakes and a couple of other layers that are found in the land. Mining will affect the geopathic stress as well. And also I live in a city, I live in London, and obviously during the Second World War, many bombs were dropped in London. So that would have caused a man-made geopathic stress point in the land. And those things can be cleared away. You can sometimes help with the flow of a ley line, and also if you've got underground water systems going on where you live as well. And many people have, and they're not aware of it. We also have things such as radon gas in our environment as well. And I know in the UK, you can check on the UK radon gas map, and that is public information. So I would check those things out, because things like radon gas have absolutely been proved to be very detrimental to your health and well-being. And so it's important to know if you've got radon gas in your surrounding environment and if it's actually in your home. And there are small devices you can get to check that, and there are remedies for it. But I would have a look at that and check where you're living, especially in the UK, but there will be others around the world too. So it's absolutely worth checking. Electromagnetic frequency is obviously everything we have around us, and including things like overhead power cables, phone masts, and things such as in our own home, all the electrical items we have, and they can all affect us. They can be draining our field, draining our physical body, and making us feel tired and headachy at the very least. Now, when there's a lot of geopathic stress present in a home or electromagnetic energy, there is of course psychic disturbance, because it loves being in that field place. It loves being in that kind of crunchy, fizzy, energetic frequency. Excuse me. So it will find its place there, and it'll like being in that energy because it's powering it up. It's using that electromagnetic field to power itself up. So I'm talking about things like lost souls, where they are just held in an earth-based frequency and they are more bound to the earth. Many people that pass over are loved ones. You know, they're sad. You know, sometimes they don't actually want to go there, but they've passed over. That's their time. Their time is done on earth and their soul contract is over. So they pass away, you know, but they still want to see their families. They still want to be connected to their families. So sometimes some of those souls remain in a more earth-based frequency and they're around us. So we can connect to those souls as well. But sometimes they're in a space. I've gone to many houses where the former occupant's energy is an old couple that lived there for years and have just passed over but have never really wanted to leave. So they're kind of like hanging out in a house somewhere and people can feel them. You know, I don't know how many times I've been into houses where people say, well, there's definitely a presence here and I don't know who it is, but can you check it out? Psychic disturbance comes in many different layers and areas in a home, especially. We have it in the historical landscape that we live, the area that we live as well, but it's also in our homes. And if you live in an old building, then you're probably going to have a few people wandering about. But there will be other frequencies held in space. So our thought forms hold energetic frequency in a space. You know, people live in homes perhaps where there's sometimes there's violence or there's a lot of argumentative energy, and those energies, those thought form energies, will be hanging in the etherical bandwidths and they will just be hanging out there. So it can create a kind of like kind of energy that you can feel but you can't put your finger on. I think if we tune into our intuition, most of us know that we can walk into a building and it will feel right and we'll think, oh, it's lovely in here, I like it in here, it feels really good. But we also know, all of us know, we can walk into a space and just think, I don't like it in here. It doesn't feel right. It feels a bit dodgy or it feels a bit weird, and we can choose to leave. So we are tuned in. Everybody is tuned in. This is for everyone. We are all tuned in to our own intuition, to our own higher self, and it will bring us the guidance we need. And we usually feel that through the body because it just simply doesn't feel right, or it feels great. Now, sometimes people also place in homes ceremonial magic. And I'm not against any of that, as long as it's for the highest good of the residents that live there and you're doing something to create a harmonious, loving space. But I've also been to places where that type of, so let's say magic has been performed and it's adverse and it's not for the highest good of people, and it will be holding energetic frequency and it's just not good, let's say. And we can clear those energies. If people have performed something and done it in a place, it needs to be cleared if it's adverse. And you must never do that in anyone's home without their permission. We must always ask permission for the residents that live in that home, or if you've got a flatmate or a friend that's done something in your home without your permission, that is an absolute no-no regarding ethical boundaries. This is a boundary issue and it's unethical. And you don't know what that person's done, and you don't know if they've done it completely for your highest good. So if you ever find that someone's done that in your home or your environment, etc., check. You can always ask with your pendulum, is this energy adverse to me? And it will give you a yes or a no. Or has someone done something here that is not for my highest good? Or has someone done something here that is for my highest good? We can check with our pendulums. If we don't know, through our higher self, through our own guidance, that's the beauty of pendulum dowsing, because it will help you find an answer. And I love pendulum dowsing because it's physically showing you an answer. And we're all looking for that in this time that we're living in. We're all looking for answers to our questions and understanding and wanting validation. And you can get that through pendulum dowsing, without a doubt. There are things that we can put in our home, of course, to uplift space as well. And that's really important. So we can do that by colour. We can use crystals, of course. Even a bunch of flowers on your table will uplift the space, right? Because when we walk past them, we look at them and we smile usually, you know, and it's just like, that was really nice. That was a gift or a present, or I just bought those for myself just to uplift the space and make me smile. And that's what it's all about, living well. Plants are a brilliant indicator in a home of how well the energy is in a home. If a plant is not thriving in a space, then it's usually in the wrong spot. And again, you can use your pendulum to check where the plant belongs in your home. So you can simply just hold a pendulum over your plant and say, does this plant belong in this place or this spot or this position? And if it's yes, it's fine, it's happy, and you'll know that because the plant will be thriving. But if it's not thriving, then you can ask where to position it in your home, and your dowse will give you an answer. Dowsing is about trust. When you're practiced enough and proficient in using your pendulum, then you will trust it. But it's a process, and if you haven't dowsed before, it's just practice. Practice makes perfect. And as soon as you feel confident in using your pendulum and confident that it's giving you correct answers to your questions, then you'll enjoy using it, and you can use it for your space clearing in your home, and you can just keep asking away. You don't need to be obsessive about it or let it run your life, but you can definitely use it to support you in living well. And that's the key. And as I said, I believe everybody has the right to live well where they are. So that's all I have today. Thank you for watching and listening. Please share, like and subscribe, and I'll definitely be coming back with some more goodies soon, and we'll keep diving. Thanks a lot.